Let us go to the phone lines and welcome in a man who has a massive fight on Saturday night. He faces TJ Grant for a chance to fight once again for the UFC Lightweight Championship. He is, of course, Gray the Bully Maynard. Gray, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Just got done with your intro. That was a long one.
That was. Were you bored by it?
No, I was actually intrigued. It was really, really good.
Well, you know, there's a lot to get to on the show, but we're starting with the best first.
My attention.
Oh, thank you. Will you be sticking around for the entire 3 hours?
Entire 3 hours. Glued.
Well, I appreciate that, Gray. It's good to have you back in our lives here. It's good to have you back on a fight week.
Yeah, I'm a fan. It's good to be back on fight week.
You have a very big fight against TJ Grant. When you signed up for this fight, did you have any idea it would be for a shot at the title?
I thought it could be, yeah, because we asked for Anthony Pettis, and then he dropped down, and then they offered him, and I thought that he was a top guy too, so we took it, and we kind of knew it would be one of those types of fights.
We've had number one contender fights in the past that haven't panned out to be number one contender fights in the end. They say it before the fight, but then when push comes to shove, someone else steps in to fight for the belt. Do you believe if you win on Saturday, you will in fact fight Benson Henderson next?
Yeah, I believe that, but again, anything can happen. It's MMA, so I'm prepared for that too. But yeah, I believe it.
Did you hear some of the chatter, after the Gilbert Melendez-Benson Henderson fight? It was so close. Some even thought Gilbert won. Josh Thompson looked really good on that card. Did you hear some of the chatter from people saying, you know what? I don't really want to see the winner of this fight Benson Henderson. I'd rather see Gilbert or maybe Josh Thompson or someone else. I don't quite think that Gray or TJ deserve it. Did you hear that? And what did you make of it, if so?
I mean, everybody, there's a lot of people out there. So there's a lot of people that like Josh, Gilbert, me, and they're just, that's what they say. So,
It didn't bother you?
I don't know what to say to that. just all right. I mean, I just do what the boss tells me to, and I believe I've been the top guy. I believe I beat the champ, but it was a draw, and then I slipped up a little bit, and then just trying to get back to that belt.
You've only won once. You only fought once since your loss to Frankie Edgar at UFC 136. Did you think you'd be back in this position so quickly? Usually you have to win 3, 4, 5 fights to get back to a title shot.
There's no clear guy, though.
Right.
I think Anthony, he was, and then like I called him out. I asked to have him, and then he dropped down, and but basically after that, who else is a clear guy?
Did you think that was a weird choice for him to drop down when it looked like he was so close to getting a title shot and fighting a guy he already beat in Benson Henderson?
I think that it was before the Gilbert and Ben bout, so he was probably just trying to be sure that he had a title bout.
Right. Because
because I asked for him. I made it clear, and I don't think he wanted to do that. Wanted to go for a belt, which is a smart choice, of course, and I don't know.
You're actually partly to blame for all this, right? Because when you and Frankie fought to a draw, he was supposed to fight the winner, and he had to wait, and then fought Guida. You kind of messed up his whole career.
I got broad shoulders. I'll take the weight. I'll take the blame.
I just read an article that my colleague Dave Doyle did about you for Yahoo Sports. He spoke to you about this fight, and you talked about how down you were after the UFC 136 fight. But some might forget that you actually fought Clay Guida during that time. Were you still not over the Frankie Edgar loss when you fought Guida in Atlantic City last June?
Yeah, I was still all over the place. You know, I was up here and like going all over the place. I was at, say, AKA a little bit. I was at boxing gym, and I was up in Oakland a little bit, just all over the place, and just trying to get back in the groove. And then it was after the Clay bout is when talked to Hav, I talked to I think Josh and stuff, and they're like, "Man, be here every day," and that's when I kind of got back into it, and been there every day.
So now you go to AK every day. You don't split your time in any other place.
Nope, not really.
And you notice a difference?
Yeah. It's great. It's a great gym to gel it all. You know, it's you know, the MMA gym, and you know, it's been a great gym, and you know, I'm pumped about the fight.
So do you think that's why? Do you think that's why your performance against Clay wasn't one of your best? Do you think because you weren't over it, because you were splitting time, do you think that's why we didn't see the best Gray Maynard out there? Or do you think that was your best?
No, it definitely not my best, of course, but it was just, you know, it's hard to describe that bout. You know, I mean, I don't know, because I couldn't fight. You know, that was the hardest. The guy just wouldn't do anything, and you know, so I mean, I don't know if I was good or not good. You know, it was just a hard bout to compete, just because, I mean, you know, I had to chase him the whole time.
Do you honestly
know that's not my best, you know, but it was a weird fight.
Do you honestly believe, Gray, that you are better now as a member of AKA than when you left Extreme Couture? Do you feel like you reached a point at Extreme Couture where you couldn't improve anymore for whatever reason, you just weren't improving, and now you are a much better fighter?
Yes.
Why?
For sure. Why?
Yeah.
Because I just have the complete game now. They have it all there, you know, and it's like you take Kane, you know, he has it all, and he does it all. So, you know, that's kind of what they do, is gel it all and produce the MMA guys. Not a guy who has a hole here, but he's good at this aspect. It's the whole package.
Why do you think so many top guys have left Extreme Couture?
Now you're putting me on the spot, huh?
Well, I'm just curious. You were one of the faces of that team, and since then, a lot of other guys have left.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I think MMA, you know, it changes every day, and you got to keep up. And I think Extreme Couture was just having problems keeping that going, you know, and wasn't a clear coach at the time, and you know, but you know, it was a great gym. It was an awesome gym. There was a core group that was there every day, and you know, it was a great gym, but you got to change. It's your job, you know. You got to evolve, and that's all I'm trying to do, is evolve.
What did you think when you saw your AK teammate Luke Rockhold lose in the way he did to Vitor Belfort on Saturday?
I mean, it was rough, of course, but I mean, I had no idea he could even do a kick like that. fell for it.
Right.
So, yeah, it was rough, man. But, you know, he'll be back. He's a champ, you know. And, you know, he just got caught. Kind of hard to tell just because that was, yeah, he got caught. You know, it's cliche, but that's what happens. You know, he's a cardio king, and he was trying to have it to the later part, but, you know, he didn't. You know, he got caught, and Belfort did what he does, and you know, that's the MMA game. That's the fight game.
In a way, there are a lot of similarities between you and Luke. Luke had his first loss very early in his career, but no one really remembers that. This was, you know, a major loss for him on a very big stage, a knockout. You've experienced that before. What would you tell him about rebounding and getting back on the horse and not dwelling on this?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said. Get back on the horse. Don't dwell on it.
But it takes a while, right?
Keep in the gym. It takes a while, but you know, he has a good team. He has a good group. Got us to tell him. Like, I was kind of in that period where I left the gym about a month before that bout. So, you know, kind of after that, I didn't have a place to go. So I was in purgatory a little bit.
But now you feel like you found a home. And by the way, when you watch that fight, do you feel like there should be an asterisk? I mean, there's been a lot of negative talk. I'm sure you've seen it about Vitor and his TRT. Do you think it's unfair that he's beating a young guy like Luke on that stuff?
Luke, you gotta give it to him, man. He went down there to go up against him, you know, and that takes balls.
Yep.
You know, and you know, and he did it. And so I don't know anything about all that stuff. It's just, you know, whatever. But you know, I know he's got balls for going down there to go up against him like that.
You were supposed to fight Joe Lozon a few months back and pulled out due to a knee injury. What exactly happened?
I had to get a scope, but my knee, there was just a lot of stuff in there. But I actually pulled my hamstring for the Clay Guida bout, and I thought it would heal up. So I kept going on it, and then by the time camp came around for Joe, my knee and my hamstring were pretty bad. So the camp was just kind of turning out to be pretty hard, you know.
Other than the scope, did you need surgery?
Other than the scope, no. No, I got PRP done.
Oh, PRP. What I've heard about that. I think Demetrius Johnson had that too. What does that stand for again? It's something with your blood, right?
Platelet-rich plasma.
And what exactly is that for those that don't know?
They pull out your blood and then they spin it down to the white blood system. I think. I mean, I don't know, but then they take that and inject that into the injury.
Wow.
And it's supposed to heal it a little bit quicker.
And it worked for you?
High tech. Yeah, it helped. It definitely helped. It just takes a long time to heal. The hamstring does.
Yeah, and you feel like you're 100% now?
100.
Nice. You know, you look at who TJ Grant has fought in this winning streak: Shane Roller, Carlo Prater, Dunham, Matt Wyman. Do you think, obviously it's impressive to go, 4-0 in a stretch at 155, but are those guys on your level? Has he fought anyone that you consider to be on your level?
Fought Johnny Hendricks.
Right. But that was a while ago.
Kid.
And he lost to him.
Yeah, he's going for the belt.
Yeah, and that was at 170.
Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, during this stretch at 155.
No, he hasn't. No.
So are you impressed, though?
So?
No,
You think so?
I do not. So that's why I'm wondering:
Okay.
are you impressed with what he's done?
I mean, I'm impressed to the point to where it gets me me up every day to train hard as hell to beat him.
Do you
And
fear
that's
any?
all I need.
Do you fear anything that he brings to the table? Is there anything that you really are worried about?
I don't fear anything anybody brings to the table, but there's a couple things that I'm aware of.
Like what?
I can't stand when you interviewers try to put that fear word into us.
You know what I meant, though, right?
It's sneaky. Yeah, no, I'm just with you, but I mean, come on, dude. I get in there to fight people. I don't fear him.
No, you're right. You're right.
Anything he does.
Bad choice of words. I meant.
So I'm just giving you a heads up, just in case you're like Nate Diaz is on the phone and you're talking to him, trying to interview him. Don't throw that word in there. You might get slapped or something.
I know. I've been threatened before. The F word. Okay, that's a bad F word. I've learned this week that there are many bad F words. But I didn't mean fear. I meant, like, is there anything that you're really worried about, or do you feel like you're better than him?
I'm aware of a couple things.
Okay. Like anything in particular?
Aware of a couple things.
He's good on the ground, jiu-jitsu, right?
I don't want to go into great detail about it. You know, he's a tough kid. Doesn't have a lot of huge holes, but there's a couple small technical holes that we're trying to exploit, and you know, that's that.
Let's end on this, Gray, and we appreciate the time very much. I know you're making your way down to AKA right now, right?
Yes, I'm about to leave in about 2 minutes.
Great. That's all we have left.
Right after we're done with this interview.
Okay. I won't keep you much longer. Have you been impressed with Benson Henderson? I don't want you to look ahead. I don't want you to look past TJ Grant. But considering that you were knocking at that door, you were there, you were so close to getting the belt and being the champion. As of late, it feels like there's a tide turning against Benson because he keeps winning these fights so closely, and there are some people who think that he didn't even deserve to win some of them because of the way the fights are scored, etc. You sit there and you watch him. Do you feel like this guy is the very best at 155 right now?
No, he's not. No. He's good, though. He is good. Tough to beat. You know, he's that guy that's hard to beat. But not the best. No. You know, I think he's had 3 bouts that could have gone either or. You know, we're very close, and to be honest, like, I scored 3 of them to the other guy.
Right.
You know, the 2 Edgars and Gil, but it could have gone either way. You know.
And they announced this on April 20th, the night of his fight. Did that give you an extra boost as you were a month away from this TJ Grant fight when you found out? Because all of us didn't know this was coming. No one knew it was coming. Did you feel like you were a little more motivated?
Yeah, halfway through the camp, you get a little bit down, a little bit, you know, slows up. But, you know, it was a kick in the ass, so I was pumped.
That's great. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, Gray.
I'm looking forward to it, too.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. It's been a long time. You versus TJ Grant, a very important fight at 155 pounds. Welcome back, Gray. We'll see you over there in just a few days, and good luck against TJ Grant. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right. There he is, Gray Maynard, stopping by.